everybody, Rob from HobbyKing here with another Mod Tech Monday video. I'm here with my friend Mark again. Mark,
oh, good to see you.
Good to see you as always. So in front of us right now is the Avios 1450 Spitfire in the MTO scheme, Mediterranean Theater of Operations, and this is a Mk5B Spitfire, but this is a Mod Tech Monday video, so we're going to mod this, and we're going to mod this into a Mk2 Spitfire. And Mark, why are we going to do that?
Mk2, I like that. It's appropriate.
Yeah, Mk2.
Well, all right, so if you can see my shirt, you'll know that I am a fan of Iron Maiden. 1984, Maiden came out with the Power Slave album. From that album was a single called Aces High. Aces High is a story in a song about British Spitfire pilots hearing the air raid siren, racing to their planes, getting up into the sky and engaging BF-109s over England. Now that we have the plane in front of us, there are a couple of small issues that need to be ironed out in order to make this appropriate for the Iron Maiden aircraft. The Eddie version was a Mk2, as Rob mentioned a moment ago. This Mk5, this chin scoop wasn't present on a Mk2, and it also wasn't present on the European theater Spitfires either. Apparently it's an air filter system because of the dust in the theater that these aircraft were being used in. Mm-hmm. The Eddie aircraft also lacked the forward guns here, the cannons that extend off the leading edge of the wings. So we're going to remove the cannons and give it a clean, just regular machine guns across, which is how the real airplane was. It's interesting, Rob was telling me he's actually seen the real airplane, the one that the band uses, that actually flies over the stage.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I also work in the music industry, and I've had occasion to go to the home base of the touring company that puts Iron Maiden out on tour. And one time I was there, and I was walking around in one of the warehouses, and there's this huge, I think it's actually a 1-to-1 scale.
I believe that they do have a full, it's so not real, but it's a full, and it flies over the stage. The propeller is spinning, guns in the front are actually like strobes flashing, and it flies over the band while they perform. Which
is pretty sick. I gotta check out some video of that. So yeah, so I was walking through and I see this thing, I'm like, holy cow, And this company also has the cannons that AC/DC uses. It's really cool. So maybe one day I can get you over there and you can see it.
Oh, love to see it. If we do, we'll take some video.
For sure.
So, luckily, the European theater version of the HobbyKing Spit has the correct chin piece. So we're going to be removing this chin piece, and actually life has been made easy by HobbyKing actually making more than one version. I guess we should also credit Tom Hunt in some way. This is the kind of thing that man thinks about when building an airplane, these small details, and that's going to make our lives easier. So thank you everyone at HobbyKing and Tom for setting us up. Let's see what detail parts we're going to be doing to this.
Okay. All right, so this is a model that needed to happen for a number of reasons. One, this model came out. This is a 1/32 scale, obviously, but the emphasis is on, it's obviously, an exact representation of the Iron Maiden plane. So that was an inspiration, right?
Yep, well, that was a big one. Seeing that on the shelves, I was like, oh boy, yeah, gotta have it.
So the wheels start turning up here, and then the next thing is that it's not quite available yet, but there is a pilot figure that is Eddie, right?
Yep. And he's the perfect, here he is, scale for this airplane. We were looking for a pilot to fit in, and we were going to 3D print ahead and play all these games and try to make an Eddie to fit behind there to be pressing down the guns. And then we found this figure, and it's beyond perfect. It's the size. He's got real cloth clothes. It's special, and I think as you can see in the graphic, it says pre-order. It's not even out yet. But like Rob said, this is a model that just begged to be built. It's every time we turned around, there was something else, another piece of the puzzle that was already available. So let's get into why this box was so special.
Well, one of the big things is that obviously it came with, well, not obviously, but it came with paint. Now, this is enough paint for a 1/32 model, but it certainly is not enough for a 1450 wingspan. So we went to a typical large hardware store, and if you give them a swatch of paint of any color, they can use a scanner to scan this color in and give you samples. So we only needed 3 of these colors, and so here we have plenty of paint. We could probably do a whole squash of these planes if we wanted to.
Fortunately, they don't sell it in smaller quantities, so even they used to do samples that were real small, but they don't do the samples in flats anymore. And camouflage wouldn't look right, you know, like a semi-gloss or a gloss. So we didn't. We had to elect for these. An interesting thing about that big box store, the orange one, if you bring them the sample is one way to get paint, but if you don't have the sample and you want a color, the best ones that I found that they have the full selection on are federal standard colors. So if you get the federal standard colors for, say, a Warhawk, you need that green, that brown. All you have to do is look online and find, again, usually from the plastic model guys, the code, the federal standard color. They don't want the FS at that big box store, but if you just give them the numbers, they punch that into their computer and out will come the correct color mixed in latex and other very friendly, you know, for foam model paints. So another neat way to make your colors and make your airplanes to a little bit more scale. You don't have to guess and you don't have to just pick what some craft store might have on the shelf and go, that's a close enough green.
Right.
They're never right.
It's never right.
I've even done it with Blue Angels Blue, which is not an easy color. And yeah, if you you give them the federal standard color for Blue Angels Blue, you can repaint your models and you'll have the right color. So
wow.
It works to that level.
I wonder if you can do that for the Luftwaffe colors, the RLM colors.
Well, and that's interesting. I haven't tried with them, but likely there would be online, somebody will translate the RLMs to either RGB, and then that can be translated to FS colors. So you should be able to do it. That'll take a little research on the internet, but the knowledge that's important here is that there is a place that you can go. If you have the number of the code, they should be able to make you the paint. So
it's pretty awesome.
That helps. And then there's another really important asset when it comes to model building. And if you don't know her, she's wonderful. Her name is Callie. Her business is Callie Graphics. And yeah, she's out in Arizona somewhere. And an email away, you should definitely check out the website. These are the decals that came with the airplane. And this is the 1/32nd.
This one.
With this airplane. And they're tiny.
Again, not right scale.
What we needed to do, and you didn't have to. You can usually give Callie the basics, but this isn't a standard airplane or a standard graphics set. So Rob and I took it upon ourselves to scale them up, and this is about 410% blow up. That was mathematically the area we needed to be, and then we played plus or minus because some of these parts, you know, a model airplane is not always perfect to scale. Where this Revell one probably is perfect to scale. So we adjusted, and these are the tail markings that are on the airplane. We blew them up and we actually cut them out, fitted them on the plane, and we had them exactly how we liked. Once we did, these got it thrown into the pile for graphics that we gave to Callie. We gave her a whole pile of cutout pieces of the different graphics. Yep, and we sent her this too, which is actually pretty cool.
This is all the cockpit and stuff.
This is the back of the single. Right, we mentioned before that the idea of this came from a single from the album Power Slave, the Aces High single. So that's actually the side of the fuselage, and you'll notice that instead of kill marks, they're actually the Eddie faces from all the previous albums prior to the Power Slave album. So very neat. Those are going to be our kill marks on this plane as well. Once Callie does her little bit of magic and makes the decals. Is there anything else?
As far as that kind of stuff, no. That's about it.
Then let's get to it.
All right, so here she is, ready to fly. We've got it all taken care of. It's all done. So how do you think we did, Mark?
I think we did awesome. I think that we gave the album's cover and backside the proper representation. Callie's graphics really set us over the top as far as making everything look. I mean, this is just some sweet detail. That's actually all the heads from the album cover that was on the back side of the platter. So the tail, everything lined up as if it was made for this airplane, which I guess it was.
It was.
Graphic-wise, we didn't give up on the bottom. What else? Oh, well, we did some other detail. Catwalk tape. We did weather the decals. Callie did a much nicer job than we made it look like, but
we had to abuse it a little bit.
Yeah, well, we definitely abused it a little bit, which was actually part of the fun.
Yeah.
The weathering, your airbrush skills, really, guys. We don't like when we see people over airbrush an airplane. This one here, there's some dirt. There's a lot of dirt washing.
Yeah.
But you know, exhaust makes smoke and makes planes dirty.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it came out great. I'm very, very pleased with it. If anyone out there is interested in doing their own, you can get in touch with Callie Graphics, and she can supply you with the same decals that we've got here. So we'd love to see more of these out in the fields. You know, maybe we can get a whole squadron of Eddie pilots flying, which would be awesome. So
Eddie, we should show everybody Eddie.
We should.
Get him out of the cockpit.
Get him out of there. Get him out of his office.
All right, I like it. All right, so here's Eddie, the impetus behind the project. It really was one of those projects that had to happen because every time we turned around, another piece was just being released. Eddie was pre-ordered in January when we found out they would come, and we started building the plane waiting for his arrival, and it was really a great thing when we did actually get our hands on him to find out that he does fit in the airplane and he's everything that was promised. The airplane itself was, again, extensively modified to match the album cover, and we actually broke things that weren't originally broken in order to make the plane look shot up, including stuff like, see the bullet holes in the actual box that Eddie came in. We actually represented the same from the album cover into the glass, and we actually never tried to shoot up or break glass, and that actually turned out really well. So we're pretty happy with that, and hopefully the airplane flies great but looks like it's been through hell, and that would be the ultimate scenario, especially for a plane that carries a tail number of 666. All right, Rob, what's left?
Let's get Eddie back in the cockpit and take to the skies.
Oh, let's go fly.
Let's go fly.
Rock on.
All right, Mark, so we're here at the field, and nothing left to do but put a battery in it, get her up in the air, right?
Eddie looks ready. I think we're good to go.
Eddie's ready.
Sky is beautiful.
Yeah, we got a beautiful day. Last time we were here, it was 23 degrees. We were shooting that tundra on skis. Oh, so cold. Much, much better weather today, so we're going to enjoy this. It's a beautiful, windless day, so let's get her in the air.
I'm in. Let's do it.